gonna fight for what you deserve, but we need to play basketball. Caitlin Clark ain't playing in no Project B. She don't give a damn about no 3-on-3 unrivaled. We need WNBA basketball. Y'all better stop playing games. Stop playing games, because she will play with replacement players. Trust me. Man, Caitlin, keep cooking. Stir the pot.
And, we're going to fight for everything that we deserve, but at the same time, we need to play basketball. That's what our fans crave, and that's what all of you crave as well, is you want the product on.
She wasn't supposed to look like this. Not following the uncertainty, the quiet, or the benching. But as soon as the Team USA practice video was released to the public, things changed. Caitlin Clark didn't just come back. For weeks, the message she conveyed was felt by everyone in the camp. The narrative was clear. She has returned. Click like and comment to show your support for players who are proving their value on the court.
Slow down.
She is in pain. She needs time. She's not ready.
People said that.
But in the USA team camp, something very different was put in place. When Caitlin Clark walked into the practice area, the mood shifted. Peaceful, unforced, and focused. It is the most dangerous kind of silent confidence, according to Sue Bird's response to sources. The shots fell in rhythm, the ball accelerated, the spacing grew, and the voices that had been challenging her abruptly silenced. Then that video showed up. Uncut practice video with no editing or hype music. After one possession, the exercise was stopped by a pull-up, which was followed by another. Internet surfers immediately became aware of this. The player didn't seem to be working back. This seemed to be a player taking charge. Veterans were apprehensive. The rotation stiffened up. The defenders retreated a half step. In basketball, half a step is also very important. This is the vital information that was missed by all.
The GOAT is back, bro. The GOAT is literally back. It's a different type of energy when Caitlin Clark is back playing basketball, man. I'm telling you. All right, let's get into this article here, man, because obviously we saw Caitlin Clark call out some things that's going on and basically saying, look, we need to play. I understand, we negotiating and this and that. We need to play basketball, man. And I'm so happy that she said that. CBS Sports, it says the WNBA is undermining its own product again, but a perception-altering CBA is still within reach. It's been 11 days since the WNBA and WNBPA announced that they agreed to a...
She wasn't forcing anything. People were terrified of that. Sue Bird's reaction changed everything. 6 to 8:30. The answer that totally altered the narrative then arrived. Sue Bird acknowledged what everyone else had seen, despite her reluctance to offer praise. Respect, not exaggeration or hype. The message was simple but powerful. When Caitlin Clark is well, you don't minimize her. You adjust to her. That one instant was more significant than 1,000 debates. Because when veterans become aware of their performance, they cease to make excuses. Let's be honest, this wasn't just about basketball. This was related to pressure and expectations.
Seems to be a Caitlin Clark only angle. Only watching Caitlin Clark. Forget about the rest of the team. We all know who everybody's here for. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We all know who everybody's here for. Number 17.
Happens if a player successfully completes it? In answer, Caitlin Clark said nothing. No one was criticized by her. Instead of explaining, she played. Playing at that level and in that environment when she disclosed anything uncomfortable might delay greatness. You can contest it, but you have no influence over it. The coaching staff's silence had greater impact than their words.
compromise on. And I'm just so glad that she came out and said this, because obviously with everything that we've been seeing in the CBA, it's so much drama. It's so much he said, she said. It's so much of the WNBA and the WNBPA coming out trying to spin the narrative and get the public's opinion on their side. But Caitlin Clark has been one, like, she has turned down so many of these off-season leagues. She has turned down all of these other opportunities because she is trying to grow the WNBA. It seems like Caitlin has literally one focus, and it's to play in the WNBA, and it's to uplift the WNBA and women's basketball, and that's all she wants to do. She's like, we gotta get back out there on the court. And so I felt like this was a message to the WNBA. I felt like this was a message to the WNBPA. I felt like this was a message to the fans to let us know, like, hey, I really want to get back out there. We need to get back out there. And I just truly hope everybody who was at the negotiating table, they listen to this. I hope they hear what she has to say and truly take.
The story was told between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. When a player answers every question on the court, there is nothing left to argue about. Therefore, there are no grandiose remarks, pushback, or minimization. Just silence. That's not drama. That is the reality of basketball. The atmosphere at camp suddenly changed. She is progressing more effectively. She sees the floor from a different angle. Incredibly high level.
High level, and I think the most important thing for myself, thinking about these CBA negotiations, like, this is the biggest one the WNBA has ever seen, and it's not something that can be messed up. And we're going to fight for everything that we deserve, but at the same time, like, we need to play basketball. That's what our fans crave, and that's what all of you crave as well, is you want the product on the floor. And at the end of the day, that's how you make the money. That's how you're marketed. That's I think what the fans get excited about. That's what the fans want to show up for. So, it's business and it's a negotiation, and there has to be compromise on both sides. And, we're starting to get down to the wire of it, and it's becoming really important. And, obviously I want to help in any way I can, and I try to educate myself the best I can. Obviously, I can't speak to every single number. It's pretty complicated, but I think there are different things that we can find ways to say, no, like, we certainly deserve that, and we're not going to compromise on that, and then other things that we can probably compromise on. But like I said, like, this is the biggest one in the history of the WNBA, and I don't want that to be forgotten. Somewhere, like, it's important that we find a way to, play this next season. And
she seems to be a threat. These are not explanations. They are acknowledgments. This is the actual situation. Nobody wants to talk out loud. A strong, confident Caitlin Clark breaks narratives. She doesn't need controversy. She doesn't require favoritism. She doesn't need protection. She only needs the ball, and when she has it, everything else becomes noise.
There's still a major fight going on, and we haven't heard much since, we haven't really heard too much since the initial extension. We've heard little bits and pieces here and there, but nothing concrete. But at least Caitlin Clark is stepping up to the forefront and letting these players know, listen, we need to have a season, and y'all need to get this done. Stop playing games and get it done. I don't got time for these games y'all playing. I'm not going to y'all leagues. I'm going to play in the WNBA. This is where I want to hoop. Get the deal done, and I'll make sure the seats are filled so that we can get more money on the next.
This was hardly a statement-making game. A statement was made by this presence. These kinds of moments endure. If you believe that this comeback is revolutionary, please leave a comment and tell others about it. She said nothing. She didn't argue. She showed